Panel was great. They were really helpful. I found that the discussions around what law firms are seeing from their clients, I thought that was a really helpful thing. We broke the discussion into three major questions. The first one is about identity. What's your role in the organization? And what are you seeking to do? What are you trying to accomplish? What are your objectives with e-discovery? Is it a profit center? Is it a support practice? We had some really good discussion just about that at the outset, your technological capabilities. The second topic was really quality and performance. Who's better, who's faster, who's cheaper, and vetting those questions in terms of the needs of a specific matter. And then the third area that we were looking at was risk management, and we didn't get a lot of time to spend on that, but I thought that was a really interesting discussion. Talking about data security as a major risk, talking about other various risks that are involved, whether or not outsourcing those risks enables a degree of safety for the law firms and for the in-house legal departments, or whether or not there's always going to be that responsibility to supervise. And the panelists had some really good things to say. They're all from law firm practices. Some were partners at law firms and litigators. Others were lit support managers. But their perspectives were really diverse and interesting, and the different approaches that they took. I thought that the comments with respect to what they're getting, what they're seeing from clients coming in, and what sort of pressures and what they're being asked for in that perspective. Whether or not law firms are trying to compete with outside service providers, or whether or not they're going to find a way to get a relationship of trust with those providers so that they can best represent their clients. I think that we saw some interesting, some of the unspoken currents that were going on in the panel had to do with the pace of technology and predictive coding and things that are happening in e-discovery, advancements that are being made, as well as the nature of a globalized workforce. So it was all really positive. It was really insightful. I thought that it was a really lively discussion. Security is one of the biggest narratives right now. We're seeing directionally a lot of security going, leading to policies of insourcing, of trying to protect and bring things to the closest proximity of where their data is most secure. And so you're starting to see some consternation with the cloud. You're starting to see new iterations of the cloud. You're starting to see providers step up and actually potentially provide more security in a way and import the risk in that manner. So I think security and the impact that that's having in terms of data security, recent breaches, high-profile things that are happening. So one of our panelists was talking about Ashley Madison and really exactly what that meant and why that happened and how that might actually affect one day even like one of the top law firms. So that's going to be something that's really shaping the conversation. I think otherwise we're just talking about technology and how it's evolving and advancements and how they're starting to really accelerate into legal practice. And we've seen a lot of that at ILTA. Talking about the advancements in artificial intelligence, how that's being implemented and has a use case outside of just e-discovery and prioritization and predictive coding, but where that can really integrate into supporting a lawyer's practice. And so there's a lot of really interesting things happening. Certainly the space continues to evolve and support the practice of law.